Here comes the man ranked #1, just pouring his way through the dry ice and smoke at the back of the Discoteca Alcatraz. That is Arslanbek Makhmudov, 25 years of age. He has made a perfect start to his World Series boxing career. I say perfect, it has blemishes on it. He's the man standing top of the rankings in the 91 kilogram plus super heavyweight division.
Un record personale WSC di 8 vittorie, 3 sconfitte. Lo salutiamo
Here's that top spot in the super heavyweight rankings. Arslanbek,
Makhmudov. L'ultimo atleta zero della serata, Arslanbek Makhmudov. E allora è la volta del nostro tandem. 6 anni più giovane, per lui 20 anni, italiano.
Guido Vianello is the 5th ranked super heavyweight in World Series boxing, undefeated in his 2 outings so far.
1,98 m, la sua altezza.
And rather unusually, both of those victories have been via disqualification. So he's yet to hear the final bell, he's yet to win by points or knockout. His victory in week 2 was a 4th round disqualification. His victory in week 4 was a 5th round disqualification. 6'6" and 3/4 inches, 2 meters exactly. Giant figure of a super heavyweight. And this promises to be quite a matchup as he faces the division's #1 in World Series boxing, Arslanbek Makhmudov. Perfect this season, 3 fights, 3 wins. 2 of those wins coming by way of knockout.
First round.
So the opening bell sounds in this final contest of this week 8 matchup in Group B. Taller boxer wearing blue trunks trimmed with black of the Italia Thunder is Guido Vianello, 5th ranked boxer in the super heavyweight division, taking on the division's #1 Arslanbek Makhmudov. 3 fights this season, 3 victories for the Azeri boxer. 2 of those wins have come inside the distance. So with super heavyweights, potential for a knockout always early, but there's a big right cross and another right cross in the left hand, and Vianello keen to hold on. And a standing count is being administered. Vianello shaken up, and it was a right cross that did the damage initially. Makhmudov scored with that same shot again, and then a left hook as well. Has that 8 count been enough for Vianello to recover? He's under pressure once again, and at every opportunity, Vianello is looking to fashion a clinch just to allow his head to clear and get his legs back beneath him. Just 20 years old, Vianello, fighting a far more seasoned 25-year-old in Makhmudov. And I said this had the potential to end early. Jolting left jab, right hand over the top again from Makhmudov. Vianello still doesn't appear to have his legs back beneath him. Just trying to extend that left hand now and keep the distance from Makhmudov. Do well just to perhaps write this round off and try and get back to the corner to get a minute's respite. And some instruction from his corner, Vianello, but each time he finds his back on the ropes, he's getting hit flush by some big shots from either flank from Makhmudov. Doesn't want to be in this position now. Uppercuts getting through the middle of the guard. He's trying gamely to fight back. But even though Makhmudov is a tall fighter himself, you can see from his physical robustness, perhaps far more suited to inside work. Vianello would be well advised to keep it long and poke out that left hand. Something, anything, to try and keep Makhmudov at bay. Makhmudov has been the dominant figure in this opening round. There's the 10-second clapper. Mission almost accomplished from Vianello's point of view. There's a good counter right hand. There's a half hook, half uppercut from Vianello. But what a round endured by the 20-year-old of the Italia Thunder. Shaken up by a hard right cross. And it's questionable as to whether he fully recovered during the remainder of that round. That was the double right hand and then the left hook. First right hand, there's another, and a left hook. All the while he's going backwards, his chin is unprotected. And there's a crashing right hand over the top again. Arslanbek Makhmudov proving to be a rough customer. Guido Vianello. Put to the sword during that opening round. How well has he recovered?
Second round.
So moving to the second round, straight away, Makhmudov scores with a good, solid left hand to the body. Long, straight jab. Crashing right hand over the top again, and another right from Makhmudov. And Vianello has yet to make the adjustment to avoid that shot. It's been profitable all contest long from Makhmudov. And he's really struggling to keep the marauding figure of Makhmudov at bay. Only 20 years of age, Vianello, two-time national champion, one senior and one youth title. Picked up that national title in 2013. Skipped the 2014 championships to focus on his World Series boxing preparation. Took a national youth gold 2 years before that, the year before that, in 2012. So he made a transition from the youth to the senior ranks in successive years, always a barometer. A fighter with some ability. Super heavyweights, of course, it can be an indication that he's just bigger and better than anyone else in the junior ranks. But Italy's such a rich, proud tradition. We saw Francesco Damiani in the crowd earlier. And of course, Roberto Camarelli. Man who's got Olympic medals of every color. After taking the title in 2008 and coming so close to retaining it in that pulsating encounter against Anthony Joshua at the XL Arena in London in 2012. Came away with a silver on that occasion. His iconic status in the annals of Olympic boxing is assured. What an inspirational figure he must be for young Guido Vianello. He's up on his toes now, his legs appear to be back beneath him. And it's just as though he's hitting an oak tree, because he just landed with a left-right combination and Makhmudov didn't budge. I was going to say he didn't move, but he's got that characteristic twitch of his head. You see it continually shaking that head. Seen him box previously, and that appears to be a characteristic of his work rather than suggesting that he's hurt. But my goodness, Vianello helped himself to a big left-right combination, and Makhmudov just stood firm in the face of it. There's the adjustment from Vianello. Had that left hand up high to parry that right cross from Makhmudov, which was so profitable during the opening round and the beginning of this second. Better round from Vianello. He did make the adjustment to evade that right hand. That was proving to be such an effective shot for Arslanbek Makhmudov.
Devi stare solo il gancio destro, il gancio destro, che lui tira solo quello, perché ha visto che entrano 3 volte.
The effective right we were talking about in the early stages. Vianello just couldn't get out of the way of it. Acquitted himself better in this second round. Not sure it's enough to take a share of it, but it was more competitive than the opener.
Credici, devi credere, dai! E attenzione al suo gancio destro! Attenzione!
Forza Guido! Dai Guido!
Second round. Third round.
Jolting left jab to begin the third round from Arslanbek Makhmudov. What a right cross once again between the rather loosely held guard of Vianello on that occasion. Not spectacular by any means in terms of his movement. Makhmudov just walks forward, but his punches are accurate and they are hard. Got that old school Soviet tradition of trying to hurt you with every shot that he lands. And invariably he's been doing that. Just a little bit loose with that attempted right hand as Vianello employed his legs to increase the gap between the two boxers. And again, Vianello, a good two-punch combination to the body. And that slightly dropped the left elbow, that body shot from Vianello. Slightly dropped the left elbow of Makhmudov, which is as much response as shown to any punch that Vianello has landed. Good right uppercut got through from Vianello as well on the inside. Guido being encouraged, but his face, if it's not betraying despair, which I don't think it is, it must certainly be betraying frustration, because he's hit this man with some flush shots, and there has been nary a flicker from Makhmudov. And at this type of range, I'd suggest that it's Makhmudov who's going to have the advantage. Shove Vianello backwards. Vianello would be well advised to keep it long. Flick out that jab, even if it doesn't hurt or dent Makhmudov, it will pile up points. Makhmudov, a veteran of World Series boxing, as he crashes home another right cross again. Had one fight in season 1 for the Moscow Kremlin Bears. In season 2, he boxed with Dynamo Moscow. 4 fights, winning 2 and losing 2. In season 4, undefeated in 5 fights. 3 of those wins coming by way of knockout as he gets with another big right hand. Trying to respond is Vianello, but really, with no disrespect intended, this is almost like a pea shooter going up against a cannon. Working away to the body is Vianello. It's almost like watching 2 siblings fight where one has a considerable height, age and size advantage, because the attempted retaliation of Vianello is having barely any effect. Really would like to see him keep it long and just pile up points with pitter-pat punches. There's a good right uppercut from Vianello. And again, Guido Vianello outgunned during the course of that third round. Athletic, 6'6" 3/4", he'd be surely needs to be up on his toes and using that height and reach. There's 2 body shots and another one. That slightly dropped the left elbow, but look at the ferocity. There's a good lead right uppercut from Vianello. But for my money, the more effective shots, the more forceful shots came from Makhmudov during that round.
Seconds out.
Plenty of cries of Guido coming from the crowd.
Fourth round.
How much inspiration can he take from them as we enter the 4th round? We're just mentioning all of the experience. Makhmudov gets through with another right hand and now arcing his punches underneath. This is proving to be a painful experience so far for Guido Vianello. Left hook wasn't too far away. Vianello just reinserts his mouthpiece because it was almost dislodged by the shoulder. And indeed, it has come out altogether now. Blood from the ear. Is that from the ear of Makhmudov? We're going to have to keep an eye on that. Blood on the neck and ear of Vianello as well. Now, who is it that sustained the injury? Vianello that's receiving treatment, wincing in pain as the doctor takes a close look. Now, doctor taking a long, close look at this left ear injury that's been sustained by Guido Vianello. And it looks as though it's being waved off. The doctor, unhappy with the extent of the injury. Guido Vianello has been stopped here, and look at that for a laceration on the back part of the left ear of Guido Vianello. So often cuts in boxing. The concern is the impairment to the vision, but that is a significant laceration. Doctor examined it closely for a very long time, not happy with what he sees. And Vianello, well, he's been consigned to his first loss in World Series boxing, and he's still yet to hear the final bell. His 2 wins came via disqualification, and here he has been stopped. And there, well, the wince was immediate. It looked as though it's the head of Makhmudov that crashed into the ear and just caught it, folded it back in the opposite direction, because there was an immediate reaction right there from Vianello. And that's when he was fussing with his mouthpiece. But immediately he winced so hard that the mouthpiece came out. Really incongruous injury, but it's one that is significant enough to bring about a halt to this contest. And Guido Vianello, the 20-year-old from Rome, is consigned to his first loss in World Series boxing. Born into a family of tennis players is Vianello. His father's been a tennis coach for the best part of 40 years. And he was attracted to the sport one day, going past team boxing Roma 11's gym, wandered in and said it ignited a fire in him that he didn't know existed. But his mother doesn't like it, and I'm sure she won't be happy tonight.
Injury at 35 seconds of 4th round. The winner is blue corner Makhmudov. Arslanbek Makhmudov per l'Azerbaijan porta a casa il 4-1. Sfortunato il nostro Vianello.
So, Arslanbek Makhmudov, the #1 fighter in the super heavyweight division, extends his unbeaten start to season 5. 4 fights, 4 wins, another one inside the distance. 3 wins have come before the final bell of his 4 victories for Arslanbek Makhmudov. Meanwhile, Guido Vianello subjected to his first loss in World Series boxing. But for this match, it means that the Italia Thunder leave without a bonus point. The Azerbaijan Baku Fires have steamrolled the home team by a final score of 4-1 in the C2 category. Dominant display by the visitors to consolidate their position in the upper echelons of Group B.
Grazie al pubblico di Milano, grazie all'Alcatraz, grazie agli Italia Thunder che sono sempre nei nostri cuori. Ci vediamo quanto prima, speriamo ancora a Milano, ma l'appuntamento è per la prossima settimana a Roseto degli Abruzzi. Sempre Italia Thunder!
So for the first time this season on home soil, the Italia Thunder have been silenced. It is the Azerbaijan Baku Fires who have inflicted their first defeat on home turf for the Azzurri. They have lost by a final scoreline of 4-1. The